Hello everyone, Equipment Warrior, and welcome to my new updated version of my Discharge Witch. This is my new build since the last update. It took a long time for me to make this new build, and I apologize for that. But anyway, I have not did that big of change to this character. It's almost the same as it was before. It's just killing everything in one hit, almost everything when you crit. And it's still really fun to play. But as I said before, you are not a tank. This is not a tanky build, so try not to get hit too much if you're playing this. And I'm gonna go over my gear. A little change I did in the gear actually, but that's just a minor one, which not a big deal. You don't really need it for this build to work. And it is a budget discharge build, and it uses all the elements at the same time. So, but it is not a really expensive build. You think you can build this with about 5 exalted orbs. So it's not a expensive build, and most people will actually get afford this build, I think. But I will stop talking and let's take a look at the path skill tree. I'm gonna place me here in safety. Starting as a witch, of course, and I start with the energy shield and mana regeneration. This build needs a lot of mana, so mana is very important. So I went up here, took deep wisdom, and I went for blast radius, arcane focus, and annihilation, and even elemental dominion. You can get this spell damage note here. It's a very good note, so I'm actually recommending this note as well. When I leveled this character, I leveled with Ice Spear, just to all know that. And I actually had Heart and Soul when I leveling up, just some extra protection. When I reached the level I think was appropriate to switch to Chaos Inoculation, I just dropped these notes here. Then I went up here to get Deep Thoughts. Then you have a choice. You can either start and going this way here, get these notes here, go down here, grab the notes here, and go here to get Ghost River. Or you can go to the temple area. If you go to the temple area, you go for a more defensive save path when you start leveling up a character. If you go down here, this is a defensive path, I want to say, and this is a little bit more offensive when you take Doomcast, for example. But you also need Ghost River. I want to say this it's fairly important. You don't really must have it, but it's very nice to have to get that extra energy shield. You can get this one. All of your energy, your life regen applies to energy shield instead of life, so you can just get your life back on all the time, which are pretty nice actually. Maybe I've taken it when I level up a bit more. I don't really know right now, but maybe. But when I'm gonna start with the temple area first. I get Overcharge. Light of Divinity. Overcharge is you need as many power charges you can get. Fletch and Steel, Elementalist, Rightnesses, and Century. These are very nice. And when I went down here, if you're going this way, you're gonna go whatever way you want. I did that in a special order, so you can go what you think you need. When I went down here, I took Dreamer, Harrier, and get True Strike. This build requires crit. This build is made for crit, so you must have a very good crit chance. So all of these good crit notes like Arcane Potency, True Strike, and also Annihilation, and Doomcast. Let's see, so no enemies near me. I'm sorry for that. And that's pretty much it. The best weapon, actually, I'm gonna tell right now to this build, it will be, what was the name for that now? Void Battery will be the best weapon you can have to this build. But that weapon is very expensive, so I don't have it. Now I'm gonna take a look at the I'm gonna take a look at my gear. If you have any question about the skill tree, just ask them in comments and I would love to try to answer them. It will be really fun. Oh, I pressed wrong button. There we go. Oh, sorry, I pressed wrong there again. I'm gonna start with my gear. I'm still using this one, the one that I talked about before, which the name is, what's the name now again? Void Battery. It will be the best weapon to this build. A rare one like this one will work just fine. I'm just using this one because of the increased radius of area effect, and you actually get some mana back when you're killing things. So, not that nice. But a one like this will definitely work without any problem. I'm using a normal helmet, defensive helmet. It gives a huge amount of protection actually. I really like this helmet. I use a pretty bad shield. The only good thing with this shield is because it have a very high enemy shield. But I really recommending a shield which have crit chance, spell crit chance on it. I had a very good spell crit chance shield before, but I tried to corrupt it and I just destroyed that shield. So now I'm stuck with this one. I'm gonna get a better one. But get a one with as high enemy shield you can, some resistance, and do not forget crit chance. Spell crit chance. I'm using this amulet here to protect me from get stunned, which is very important, I can tell you that. So this one is probably the best amulet that you can have. It also gives me a huge amount of item rarity, which also are actually pretty nice. So I like this ring here. And here we have amulet, sorry. And here we have a ring. This ring is called a dream fragment. It's probably a must-have because you're going to get perma frozen because you only have one life because you are Chaos Inoculation. And I almost forgot that. Chaos Inoculation here. When you are about 65, something like that, then you can spec out to get your Chaos Inoculation setup. Your Chaos Inoculation. Which are get all of these 4 fantastic enemy shield nodes. I'm pressing wrong again. There we go. But this one stopped me from getting frozen. When you have just one life, and if you get crit by ice, the time you're frozen is scaled by your life, and you have one life. It means you can get frozen like 10 seconds. And then you get hit by the next cold attack, which frees you for 10 seconds again, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. You understand what I mean? You can negate it by using a flask which remove frozen and you make you immune to get frozen for 10 seconds, which I actually highly recommending if you don't have this ring. So I'm recommending though using a flask which dispels frozen. I'm using this ring here just for the extra mana and mana regeneration. Also some dexterity because this build is a little short on dexterity and strength, so you can get it on the passive skill tree by getting these good nodes here. If you're getting this one and this one, you don't need that extra on the passive skill tree. Yes, you know that. We are using Durian Intimidation, a cold version of the belt. It's pretty nice, but you must not have this. You can have a rare belt with or defensive. And I'm using Voidbringer. This one increases my crit chance with spell with a huge amount, but it comes with a hefty price actually. It increases my mana cost for all my skills except auras. So as you can see, my Ice Spear costs 105 to cast. It will cost 80% less if I remove these gloves. But this one is these gloves. I really like these gloves because of the very high crit chance for spell, and this build relies on critting all the time. That you can get the chain, so you can just spam this explosion all the time. And then finally, I'm using Volus Protector, which this is the reason you need a lot of mana to this build. As you can see right now, I have 1155 mana. If I remove this, I don't know if you can see, I will have a lot more mana. So that's an annoying thing this armor have. It's reducing my mana a lot. And that's not fun when you try to use Discharge. You can negate it by having some extra mana on your gear, which certainly helps. And I'm using Rainbow Strides just to get the extra mana. Energy Shield is probably the best boost you can have to this build. And I almost forget, the reason I'm using in this armor is this armor is actually one of the most critical pieces you need. It's because every time I crit something, if it are with Ice Spear or Discharge or whatever you're using, you will get in power charges. And power charges and charges in general, or cantos in general, it's your main damage for Discharge. The more cantos you have, Endurance, Frenzy and Power, you more damage your Discharge will do. And that the damage increase is it's just gigantic when you have Discharge. Yeah, I think for every power charges you increase your damage about 1000 DPS or something. I'm not really exactly sure how that works, but it's something like that. And now I'm gonna show my game setup. My aura setup is reducing mana, which actually almost are level. Yeah, it's level much. Yes, saying that. Which are linked to discipline and clarity. Clarity and discipline is auras I'm using all the time. I have it linked to Herald of Ice, which I may use later, I don't really know, but I'm leveling it up at least. Just leveling it up. And my setup for my Endurance Cry, it is oh actually there it is. Endurance Cry with Spell Echo, just nothing strange at all. Just Spell Echo and Endurance Cry. Yes, you can cast it a little bit faster, and you cast it 2 times. You get a double amount of endurance charges, which are really nice. Now my other setup, which are my curse setup, it is Assassin's Mark with increased duration. I have Arctic Armor here, but that have nothing to do with this. I just have Arctic Armor here. If you do in this build, have increased area of effect, increase AoE, it will be a much better choice. Do not have Arctic Armor. I just have Arctic Armor. I really want to use Arctic Armor, but I don't really have the mana for it. I am close, but not really have the mana. As you can see, it's slowly sinking, and you don't want it to sink when you're playing Discharge. And I don't have any other setups. I have my Blood Rage, which I'm using to get my Frenzy charges. When I have Blood Rage on it, every time I'm killing an enemy, I get a Frenzy charge, and that's how I get my Frenzy charge. And I also want to say Endurance Cry. That's how I get my endurance charges. And this armor here is how I get my power charges. Well, you get some power charges by using Assassin's Mark, but that's a little bit more insignificant. I'm just using this to crit enemy easier, get some extra mana back and life back, which I absolutely not need, and the enemy take more damage, and they are easier to crit. And my Ice Spear setup, it is increased critical damage with less multiple projectile, Spell Echo, and of course Ice Spear. And they actually get a Ice Spear get a bonus by being in this gloves here, Voidbring, which actually increases one level of so-called elemental gems. And Ice Spear is an elemental gem. And finally my Discharge setup. I'm using a Discharge which are currently level 18. It have a quality 16. Try to get one with quality, because that increases the area of effect you have. And it is supported by Life Leech. You can, without any problem, using, if you want to get more defensive, use Life Leech. I'm just using Mana Leech because I want to be sure to use it faster. And actually, if I'm using it with Mana Leech, I can use Arctic Armor at the same time. Because when I discharge enemy, my mana just go up in top again. But I really recommending, if I'm gonna be honest, I really recommending Life Leech, because you get your life back. or any shield in this case. And in the end it's supported by increased area of effect, of course, increased critical strike damage, of course, and a concentrated effect which increases the damage dramatically. It's a very good support gem to AoEs. And that's pretty much it, I think.